Yes people, welcome back to Sick FC. My name's Joseph and this is a video talking about Bruno Fernandes, FWA Player of the Year. Football Writers Association have decided that Bruno Fernandes is this season's Player of the Season, and I am buzzing for Bruno. I think this is an award that he has long deserved. Bruno's a player who's so good but plays in a team that can really lose its way, and because of that, he doesn't always tend to get the credit that he deserves. Probably one of the best creative 10s I've ever seen play in the Premier League, and for him to finally get some of his flowers, it is beautiful. Now, he wins this award off the back of a brilliant season. I think he's got 8 goals, 19 assists as we stand, 36 games in the league, which is a brilliant record. But there's been quite a lot of uproar about Bruno winning this award, and I find that really disappointing because everybody talks about how football has stopped being fun to watch, it's stopped being creative, there's stopped being this flair, it's become robotic. And even though a lot of Bruno's assists have come from set pieces, his general all-round play, it's beautiful to watch. Some of the little touches that he takes, some of the little turns, the ability that he's got to pass a ball first time and to find people in places where you haven't even seen them watching on the TV or seeing from the stands is exceptional. And it's players like Bruno Fernandes, they're the reason why everybody watches football, because he can pull off passes first time that most of us can't even see, can't even think of doing. That's why you pay the money to go to the games. And while I do feel sorry for, I don't feel sorry actually. That's not right. I don't feel sorry for Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice will get his just rewards for his brilliant season by winning the Premier League at the end of the season. And I think a lot of these players in this Arsenal team, they don't have any standout players. They're a standout team, and I think that's proven by the way that they play. That's proven by the fact that they dig in and they get really close together, and they always seem to fight and scrap. And look, this is the thing about you can say about Arsenal. Whether you can say that they play good football or not, we all know they don't play good football, but what you can say about Arsenal is that they dig in and they scrap and they fight. And I think Declan Rice has been brilliant this season. I think David Raya has been brilliant this season. I think Gabriel's been brilliant this season. But the Player of the Season award should go to the Player of the Season. And I don't think individually any of those players have had better seasons than Bruno Fernandes. If Bruno Fernandes gets 2 assists in the last 2 Premier League games, which he's more than capable of doing, he's also more than capable of not doing, but if he does, he will have achieved something that no player in the league has ever achieved. Now, personally, I think that's an achievement that deserves rewarding. And I do think, like I said, the Premier League title is the reward for Declan Rice and for Raya and for Gabriel. And yeah, you can say they deserve individual recognition, but I'm sure all those players will be in the Player of the Season come the end, the Team of the Season, apologies, come the end of the season. So I think it's really harsh to make the whole rest of the league miss out on even being in the conversation for Player of the Year just because Arsenal won the league. I mean, Haaland is the top scorer. He's going to win the Golden Boot. Now, I don't think anybody would argue that Haaland's been the best striker, not been the best striker in the league this season, because he's a City team that always compete for the title, because he's just the best striker in the league. But this is the thing: you can't hold a player accountable for what his team does unless he's the main reason his team's doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if Bruno was every week dropping clangers and he was the reason that we finished 3rd rather than finish 1st, then Bruno wouldn't win this award, would he? The only reason that he's in the conversation is because he's been exceptional. So I think people losing their minds over their favourite player from their favourite team not getting it, I just think it's daft. It's daft. And this award, it doesn't necessarily go to whoever wins the league anyway. Scott Parker's won this award when he got relegated with West Ham. Now, if you can get relegated and win an award, then you don't need to win the league to win it, do you? I didn't see anybody complaining when Scott Parker won it. I didn't see anybody complaining when David Ginola won it and United won the treble and David Beckham was one of the best players in the world. I didn't see anybody complaining then. So I think people are going to get bothered by what they want to get bothered by. If you watch Bruno Fernandes in any of the games this season, you'll know this is a world-class footballer. This is a creative player on a different level. And I think everybody needs to appreciate players like this while they're still in the league. De Bruyne's gone. Everybody appreciated De Bruyne while he was still in the league. Appreciate Bruno while he's still here, because creative players like this don't come around too often. Now, this award hasn't gone to a Man United player since 2009-10. The last Man United player that wasn't Bruno Fernandes to win this award was Wayne Rooney, in his season where he scored 34 goals. Now, if that doesn't tell you how good Bruno's been, I don't know what will, because no United player has been up for this award since 2009-10, so 16 years. 16 years it's taken since another Man United player could win this award. Also, I'd like to remind you that 2009-10 wasn't the last title that Man United won. However, in 2012-13, Van Persie didn't get it. Do you see the point? This is what I mean about people talking about whoever wins the league has to win it. It just doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. It just doesn't work like that with this award. I think with the Ballon d'Or and awards like that, where you finish in the league will obviously have a much higher standing, because it's it's literally a worldwide competition to win the trophy. But in the Premier League, it's the Premier League. Look, you can only pick the best player in the league, and that's Bruno, isn't it? So yeah, 2009-10, the last time a United player won it, Wayne Rooney. Now, other winners of this award have gone on usually to win the PFA Player of the Year. The PFA Player of the Year is voted obviously by the players, and I'd be very, very surprised if Bruno didn't win it. The last 4 years running now, the FWA has also won the PFA. So the FWA winner has also won the PFA. So hopefully Bruno can make it a clean sweep of Player of the Season awards. I think he'll win it. I mean, they asked Matty Cash and Ollie Watkins on Sky who they thought their Player of the Season was, and they both answered Bruno almost immediately. So I think he'll win it. But when you just talk about Bruno this season, some of the stats that you can look into, I'll put some of them on the screen as well. But 19 assists, man. That really is incredible. In a 38-game season, to get an assist 1 in every 2 games is truly an achievement, especially considering that assists are a stat that don't solely rely on one player. Like, the level that you have to be at to create chances good enough for your teammates to score consistently, it really is something special. So to match up to Kevin De Bruyne and Thierry Henry and put yourself in those kind of conversations with those kind of players, I think that'd mean a lot to Bruno, and I really hope he does it. So in this last 2 games, I really hope he can break the record. And I think if he breaks the record, that kind of kills the argument that anybody can have about him not being the Player of the Year, because he's literally done something that no one's ever done. I will say, other honourable mentions for Player of the Year, in my opinion, I think we should mention Haaland because of the amount of goals that he scores and just the impact he has on games. Cherky, again, the same thing. I do think Royce is one of the best players in the league. I don't think he's the Player of the Season, but he has to be given his flowers. Royer the same, because Arsenal would be nowhere without him. Gabriel the same, again, because I think Arsenal would be nowhere without him. But I think Semenyo has had a really good season as well. Started off at Bournemouth, started really well at Bournemouth, translated quite well to Man City. Tailed off a little bit in the last few weeks, but I think he's been moved because of Doku. So yeah, a lot of good players in the league this season, but I think for me, it's an easy decision. It's an easy decision. Bruno Fernandes, Player of the Year, well deserved. Let's hope next season he can get another one, but next season he'll get that one with us winning the title. But if you don't think it should have been Bruno, get in the comments and tell me, who do you think the Player of the Year should have been? Who do you think should win the PFA Player of the Year, the next award that's coming up? If you think it should be Royce, let me know. If you think it should be Royer, Gabriel, Saliba, Cherky, Haaland, anybody, let's get the debate going in the comments. But yeah, I've been Sick FC. I've been Joseph. I've been Sick Boy Joseph, whatever you want to call me. This has been a video talking about Bruno Fernandes winning FWA Player of the Year. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, hype, all of that shit. God bless, take care, have a good day.
Black boys made the wave, these boys don't make a splash. Greedy with a ball, I ain't passing that. Bitch, I'm greedy with